Okay. Hi, Claras. If you're watching this video, Claras and their moms, we figured we would do this video because when we did Clara hair, all the knowledge has just been passing down word of mouth, and we figured it would be helpful if you guys had an actual video to do Clara hair exactly how Miss Kathy wants it. So congratulations on being Clara. And this is a fun part of Clara, but it also takes a really long time to do. So we're gonna just show you what you need and how you need to do everything so that Miss Kathy gives you her seal of approval for Clara hair. So on the night before you need the curls, the things that you need for the first night are going to be the girl with showered hair. I always have her take her shower so it's nice and wet and then all brushed out. And then you're gonna need these are called curl formers. And so a lot of times we've just been borrowing them from the other Claras. This is our set. And if for some reason you decide to purchase them instead of borrow them from one of the other Claras, these are the spiral, and they have different kinds. There's barrel, there's spiral, there's corkscrew. The spiral only come in pink and orange, so that's how you can tell that you've got the right ones, is that they're pink and orange. And then these are the sticks. The set comes with 2 sticks, and Becca when we do it, we'll show you, we kind of worked out a system where she threads one while I'm putting one in her hair, and so it's helpful to have 2. And then this is the, if you remember these from the 80s and the 90s, you'll want, this is what Miss Kathy wants to put in the half up because it's flat. This is one of those where it just, if you can see that, it just slides, if you remember these barrettes. She wants you to try and match their hair color. This is actually not the one that we used last year. The one that we used was more of like a blonde color to match Rebecca's hair. So if you have dark hair, you're gonna wanna get a dark one. And the reason why Miss Kathy wants you to use these is because of the bows that need to slide in. Because they do that really quickly, and backstage they'll remove the party bow and they'll stick in the nightgown bow. And so it just needs to be flat so that they can do it really easy. So on the first night, on the night before they take a shower, when they get out, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this clip, and I'll have Becca move to the side. You'll just bring it up, and normally what I try to do is, if you can see on Becca's hair.
Is that from like the ear?
Yeah, you want it from the ear up. And then when you're pulling it up, you want to make sure it's really nice and smooth, but Miss Kathy will also tell you to try and put a tiny bit of a bump in it. They don't want the girls to kind of look bald or to be too flat. I gotta tell you, it's really hard to do that with the wet hair, but we just did the best that we could. But you're gonna pull it up like this, and so she still has a lot of hair. And Becca, will you tilt your head a little bit this way? No, like that way. So a little bit to the side. No, like this way. There we go. Yeah. So you can see where I just took it up from her hair and up, but she still has a lot of hair so that the curls can come down real pretty. And so then you just put in. Now this, when you put this in, do not put it too far back on the crown of your head. It has to be up a little higher. They don't want the bows super far back. So you'll practice it a couple times, and if it's not exactly where Miss Kathy wants it, she'll let you know. But it's more about here, not back at the tip of the head, but more a little bit forward, so that the bow sits a little bit higher. So then once that's in, so you're gonna put that in first before you put in any of the, and this would be a little nicer. I'm not doing it super, because we're not actually doing Clara hair right now, but anyway, you would put it in, and that's before you even start the curls. And then what you're gonna use next is, this is the setting solution. I just had to print a picture because I didn't have any more of it from last year. But it's called Lotta Body Setting Solution. And it comes concentrated, and it tells you on the bottle to do, I believe it's 4 or 5 parts to 1, 4 or 5 parts of water to 1 part of this stuff. I think I actually used about 3 parts of water to one of this stuff. I made it a little more potent, and they want you to just mix it in a spray bottle. Now, I'm not gonna spray this on Becca's hair today, but this is what you're going to do when you're putting in the curl. So what you have to know about these curls is that these go the opposite direction. And what Miss Kathy wants is she wants, when you hold it up to their head, the curl should be coming in this way, not like if I were to put the pink curl on, this is going away from her head. They want it to curl into her head. So
orange on my left side, so my left hand is the orange side, and then pink.
And so pink is on the right side. So this is where it's kind of up to how you want to do it. For me, after practice, it was easier for me to start on one side with the one color. So if I'm doing orange on this side, I'm starting with the left side, and I started at the front and I moved to the back. From trial and error, it was easier for us to do front to back, front to back. The reason why was once when I tried to go all the way around her head, I started running thin on the curlers when I got to the last ones on the front side. And really, these curls on the side are the ones that you want to look the very best. If you're starting to run out of curlers, it's best to hide it in the back of the head. So I just recommend going front, and then when you get to the back. Now, all the girls have different hair. Rebecca's hair is really thick. We actually, we ended up getting our own set of curlers because we would need an extra 4 or 5. Most of the girls would probably be okay, I believe, with the 40 that come with the set, but we kind of ran out every time, so we ended up buying, so we kind of used 2 sets. But what you're going to do is, so Becca can show you how to thread it. You're going to stick the stick through the curler. And that's what I had Rebecca do for me. And then what you're going to do is I just started, so right here, right by her. What you're going to do is you're going to take a small piece of her hair. Now, this is where it helps to practice, and this is why Miss Kathy has you practice a bunch, is depending on the thickness, and you'll get a feel for it. If you put too much hair in or try to pull too much hair through, it won't work. You won't get it all the way through. But you do want enough hair so that when it's out of the curl, it does make a nice curl. So what you're going to do is you get your strand like this. You're going to take the solution that you made. You're going to spray it down the whole piece and get it nice and wet with this solution. And then normally after I get it nice and wet with the solution, I kind of take my fingers through to get the solution all the way through the curl. And then what you're going to do, and I think I'm going to move you try and move you a little closer to the camera, Becca, for this next part. This end has a little hook on it. You're going to hook it up near the top of her head, if you can see that, right near the top of her head. Then with this other hand, you're going to pinch the top of the curl former. And then as you're pinching the top, you're going to pull this out. And then what happens, see how sometimes it doesn't right away bounce? Sometimes you just have to take it and make it go back into the shape that it's supposed to be in. Just kind of play with it and you'll get it to go into the spiral shape. So it's nice and tight up by the top, and then it's right there, okay? So, and that will just hang there. And then you go to the next one. Now, it's up to you whether you go either work from the bottom of her head up or the top down. A lot of times I try and do, I think it was easier for me to do kind of bottom and then work my way up, and then bottom up, bottom up, bottom up. But everyone's a little different on what works for you. So again, while I was doing that, Becca already threaded the next one. And then I get my next section of hair, and then make sure, again, you spray it with the setting solution all the way down her hair, and make sure you've got it nice and coated with the setting solution. And then you would grab the next one, and you would put it again up near the top of the head, and you pinch the top, and then you're just going to pull it again through. And then, like I said, if it doesn't bounce immediately into that, you just get it and it will go there. So then you would do all the orange, and you would do all the orange all the way to the back of the head. And then you would start with the pink on this side and go all the way to the back of the head. I try, on the two sides, I try and do, I try to, if I'm going to put more of anything, I put them on the sides to make the sides nice and full. But again, so here she's got orange ones on this side, and she threaded a pink one for me. And again, I take it, you're just going to pinch the top, and you're going to pull it all the way through. Now that time I didn't show you the setting solution, but don't forget the setting solution. So you can tell if you've done it right, you can see the hair through the netting of the curl. Okay, so you would get that done, and you would do it all the way on her whole head. And then she would go to sleep. And is it comfortable while you sleep?
No.
No, it's not comfortable at all. So I will say, and they are pretty heavy, would you say?
Yes.
When they're all in, they're very heavy.
I recommend medicine because you'll get a headache.
Yeah, I think there was a couple times we actually gave her some ibuprofen because yes, they did. They're pretty heavy. So
also the barrette part is like half and half orange, half
right, and that's a good point. So in the part that's coming out of the barrette, so you've got your half up part here. The part that's coming out of barrette ends up being half orange and half pink. So then she sleeps on it, and then they should be nice and dry in the morning. The setting solution actually does help it dry. So Rebecca had very thick hair, but even still, like, everything was dry every time we took it out. When you go to take them out, so obviously these aren't going to be curled because we're taking them out now and we didn't let them set overnight. But when you go to set them out, the only thing that you need when you're pulling them out is your bottle of super hold hairspray. So basically what you do after you take them out, I'll hold onto the curl and spray the curl really well. Or I'll take a few out and then spray that section really, really well just to make sure that it stays. So to take them out, it's pretty easy. You're just kind of reversing the process. But what you do is you hold the top of the curl with the one finger, and then you're gonna again pinch the top a little bit, and then it's kind of hard to do it because her hair is wet, so it's not working very well because they're not dry. But you're just gonna pull it off, and normally when I pull it off, this would be super curly. Now sometimes when you're pulling it out, it kind of makes the curl all funky, and so you would just take your finger to get it to go back into the shape that it was in the curl former. And it should look gorgeous. I will say one thing. I remember I was talking to one of the Clara moms, and she said the first time they did it, all the curls fell out, and she said she didn't think she used enough of the solution. So when I say like coat the hair, you really want to and coat the hair really well to get the setting solution really nice and good, and before you put the curl in. And then when you bring it out of their hair the next day, it should be dry, and then you're spraying it with the hairspray. So what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I'm going to put a picture of her with all the curls in, so you can see what the curls looked like when she had them all in. And then I'll do a couple pictures where I'll zoom in the actual performance so you can see what the curls look like in the actual performance. But she should have, with this up like that, she should have curls being able to hang down on both sides. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. But like I said, the things that you're gonna wanna have beforehand are the Lotta Body setting solution. You're gonna wanna have your hairspray. We used, I think the Extreme Hold Suave is what we use. And then you'll want the curl formers. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Good luck. Congratulations on being Clara, and hopefully this helped you.